Welcome to another edition of the Real Estate Pulse. We're here today with Samia Morgan, owner-broker of the Samia Realty Group. Welcome, Samia.
Hello, Tom.
Today, in this segment, we're going to discuss the home buying process. First, Samia, would you tell us about what a buyer should do to start the purchase process?
Well, Tom, the first thing a buyer needs to do is get pre-approved. Now more than ever, that is really important. You need to know what your budget is before you even start identifying the cities and the towns in which you want to live. So next, you need to identify your needs in terms of the number of bedrooms, bath, and all the things that go around that. And then you need to identify where you're going to find an agent, how you're going to go about that process.
Okay. Samia, why is the agent selection process so important in the buying process? Can't you just choose someone who can show you a house and write you an offer?
Well, you need to really get an agent who is going to be in your corner, as you say. Someone who understands disclosures, contracts, somebody with grayer hair. Somebody who's been around the block a few times and really can help you seriously negotiate through that process. Disclosures and inspections are so very important when you're buying, especially in this market when most every sale is an as-is sale. So somebody who could also help you negotiate, that's very important. And you can negotiate. It's not always price, it's price and terms. And get you to the closing table where you can actually complete the process and get the keys to your beautiful home.
Got it. Interesting. Okay, so how and where do buyers do this search?
Well, to identify your agent, go to your friends and colleagues who've had recent experience. I'm sure they'll have more than one suggestion for you. You can also, of course, go on the internet and look for the agent, stop at open houses, interview the agents. A lot of people have done that in the past. And you could also Google the names that your friends have given you to make sure that they've been around. You could check with the Department of Real Estate, make sure their license is in good standing, of course. And most of all, you need somebody who can really communicate with you and understand your needs.
Got it. Okay. And so how do buyers go about identifying their actual needs? How do they know what they really want?
Well, oftentimes buyers don't really know exactly what they're looking for, but we start with a list of, the cities, the towns, the bedrooms and the bath. Do you want a single family home? Do you want a condo? Do you want a townhouse? What's the pros and cons to each of those? School districts play an amazing role in the resale value. So whether you need a school in your area or not, that's not as important as understanding the differences between a good school area and one that isn't as hot. And then I often ask my clients to make a list of what they must have versus nice to have.
Yeah, all right. And you've never had somebody not choose what they said they were into, did you?
Well, it often comes around to prioritizing and determining, okay, what can I live with, what I can't live without. And that really helps. When you go through and you look at different houses, you're going to come to that understanding and realization or discovery of what really is important to you as a buyer.
Okay. So tell us about disclosures and who has what obligations.
Well, disclosures are very, very important, Tom. And when I advise a seller, I always tell them when in doubt, disclose. So you want to make sure that seller has fulfilled their disclosure obligations and have told you everything about the house of a material nature. Now, the buyer should also do their due diligence, drive around the neighborhood, read all the documents that they're given. It's very important that you do that because you want to understand if there's anything that needs to be fixed down the road so you can budget accordingly. The agent has a fiduciary duty to you as the buyer, and they need to advise you accordingly. They need to do a market analysis for you and show you where the sale history has been, what's currently on the market, and what hasn't sold. But it's important that you are comfortable with the neighborhood. Nobody's going to help you with that but yourself. If there's an airport nearby, a train nearby, if it's okay with you, then that's fine.
Interesting. How do buyers go about the purchase contract?
Buyers, when it's time to write an offer, they're very emotionally involved in the process, and that's why at the beginning, when we first meet and when we have our, investigative interview, if you will, I give the buyer the purchase contract to start reading and ask questions because it's an 8-page contract, and you're not going to be able to absorb all that when we're sitting and excited about writing an offer. So that's very, very important that you read that carefully. You want to also be understanding the market. Like I mentioned, you want to have your agent give you a market analysis so you're making an informed decision. So look at the data, excuse me, and excuse me, and make your decision on the price based on the market conditions. If it's an as-is sale, you want to understand what that as-is mean, review the inspections, and know what you're getting into. If there's going to be a new roof needed down the road, then you can adjust your offer accordingly. Okay. If it's multiple offers, the game is a little bit different. So most likely, and we've had quite a few multiple offers in our market, so you need to know how many offers and what are you comfortable bidding, because it is a bidding process at that point. So if you are okay going over the asking price, how much over? You want to be able to live with that price today, tomorrow, and the next day. Look at the big picture, see how long you plan to live in the house, and just remember that $1 or $1,000 to you is $1,000 to the seller, but to you it's most likely financed, so it's probably only 10 or 20% to you. So understand the differences on both sides of the table.
Interesting. Okay, so in conclusion, basically work with the right team.
Yes.
Do your homework.
Absolutely.
Communicate often. Vote
Please.
often, but yeah.
Yes, please.
Be flexible, and I like the last one. Have fun.
Absolutely. We want you to have a great experience. It is a stressful experience, but we want to make it as fun and smooth as possible.
Okay. All right. So, Samia, how does our viewer contact you?
Well, Tom, I can be reached directly at my phone number, 650-352-5220, or through my website at move2ca for California, move2ca.com, or at my email at Samia, Samia, at samiamorgan.com.
Wonderful. Great. Thanks, Samia, and we will see you next time.
You're welcome, Tom. Thanks
Great.
for having me.
Great. Thanks.